YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now this video right here comes straight out of Dallas, and big shout out to everybody in Dallas. Well, we have a man, a woman, and a daughter, and unfortunately some kind of way the man and the woman got into it, and the daughter trying to intervene. Well, she did intervene, and she lost her life basically trying to protect her mom. And that's a very brave thing for anybody to do, is to lay down their life for somebody else, but better yet, to give your life for someone that you love, and also someone that brought you into this world. So I have no regrets about basically what this young female decided to do, because what she did was an honorable and very mentionable thing that she done. So I'm gonna read a snippet from this story, and I will give my opinion surely as we go. Ariana Pinkney, I think I said that night, Ariana Pinkney gave her life trying to protect her mother. Her mom still bears the wounds from the attack. She says, "I was stabbed 19 times, said Susan Pinkney, her mom. I was stabbed so many times they didn't think I was going to make it." Susan's husband, Antonio Townsley, is in the Dallas County jail awaiting trial. How Ariana, a college-bound teenager, ended up in a victim of domestic violence shows just how quickly turbulent situations can turn deadly. Ariana graduated with honors from a Memphis area high school in 2016. She earned a scholarship to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. She wanted to study journalism. She was interested in the human brain. "My baby, she wanted to be something in life," her mom said. But Susan and Antonio had anything but a happy marriage. And this is what I tell people a lot of time. You in these relationships with someone, and it's always wanted before there's destruction. Whereas there's smoke, there's surely a fire, or will be a fire very soon. So what you need to do is take heed to those warnings, and also put that fire out when you see it start smoldering, start simmering. In these relationships, stop letting things build up where it goes from an argument to becoming physical, then it becomes deadly. So put it out while it's still just smoldering and simmering. That way you won't have a full-blown blaze to put out. Now, she seriously hated that man, said Aaliyah Johnson, Ariana's best friend. She wanted to be away from that. She wanted her mom away from that. Susan says Antonio shoved her around and once pulled a gun on her. Ariana was worried. She told her best friend she feared for her mom's safety. Ariana was right to be worried. In 2004, he was convicted of aggravated robbery. In 2010, his girlfriend accused him of trying to stab her with a pocket knife, saying, "You're going to make me kill you." So this guy right here already has a history of being very violent with this aggravated charges and everything. It wasn't like he was going in a store stealing a piece of candy. No, he decided to do armed robbery, aggravated armed robbery, and then also threatened other females to kill them with knives and stuff. I don't understand what is up with that. Why do people feel the need to put their hands on somebody else, and also at the same time threaten their lives? Like, who in their right mind is going to let another grown person threaten their life? I don't understand that part right there. Now, the charge was dismissed after prosecutors couldn't find her to testify. 10 days before her death on January 23rd, mom and daughter moved into a new apartment. Susan planned to make a break from Antonio, but he soon convinced her to let him move in. And I don't understand that situation right there. If it's already bad, and, true enough, the children ain't gonna like the man, whether the man is good to the woman or whether the man is bad to the woman. But if the man is bad to the woman, the mama already knows. So the children sitting back watching this. And what I mean by whether you good to the woman or not, because kids like, well, that's not my daddy, I don't want him with my mom. That's natural, but if the guy is physically abusing a woman, you can understand why the daughter don't have any respect or love for him. And it was very crazy and naive of the mom to let this guy move in, just like the story that I did from the woman from I think she was from Brooklyn or the Bronx. Maybe you all can chime in and let me know the video I did about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. Well, the guy was in Rikers Island, basically got out, and within a few hours, he killed this woman after she let him back in. She went and gave her purse, her cell phone, keys and everything to the house and car to her neighbor, and told her neighbor, if anything happened to me, this is who done it. And sure enough, about 6 hours later, he killed her. And this situation is kind of similar to that story right there. It's very sad, because once you have an intuition, an inkling of what's really going on, or like they used to say in this today terminology, your spider sense start tingling, you need to take heed to that, and because that's a warning. Warning comes before what? Destruction. Now, on the night Ariana died, Susan said she And Antonio argued after she saw text messages on his phone indicating he was seeing someone else. So he was already cheating, basically just using the mom, just like a lot of guys do. Women do it also, but just like a lot of guys do. They don't really want the woman. They want just a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Where they can try to be the man of the house and run instead of being a man and sitting on their own square and going to get their own shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why guys do that. I don't understand what's the mentality of that. But if you stand in somebody else's house, how dare you go try to creep with somebody else if somebody else already taking care of you? Because remember, he don't even have his own place, so he's basically really not taking care of himself good. But anyway, she says, I woke him up and I said, you know, we are not working. She said, I just want a divorce. I want out. She said he began punching her in the face. She grabbed a knife from the kitchen to protect herself, but he got control of it during the struggle. I remember her saying, why don't you just leave? Susan said. The next thing you know, he's like, I'm tired of y'all, and just started slicing me. During the attack, Susan could also hear Ariana begging for her life. Susan lost consciousness. When she woke up, Ariana was gone. She crawled to her phone and called 911. The tip of the knife was still lodged in Susan's back, so he pretty much buried the knife deep in her back right there. And that got to be a painful feeling to be stabbed, because I done been cut a couple times myself, and trust me, it ain't no good feeling. When Susan awoke after surgery, a hospital chaplain told her that Ariana had died. Ariana was stabbed twice, once in the chest and shoulder. I couldn't talk, Susan said. I couldn't believe my baby was gone. And that got to be a hurting feeling. You waking up from damn near going into a coma, you know, done been assaulted, attacked, losing your life. Then you wake up and you realize that your daughter is dead also, trying to protect you. That got to be a painful feeling. I bet she wished that she would have when her daughter would have stayed. You know, that's natural for parents to feel that way. Now, police soon took Antonio into custody. He claimed self-defense. Susan was released from the hospital after 4 days. She returned to an empty, blood-stained apartment. Even after the blood was covered up, Susan replayed the images of that night over and over again. She moved into another apartment with her younger daughter in May. I always think about what would have happened if I had let him go, she said. Now, think about that. That's the key word right there. I always think about what would have happened if I had let him go. She said, I think about how I'll be visiting her at her dorm and how we be fixing up her dorm room right now. And that's the key word right there. What would have happened if she would have let this man go, this devil, this no good, you know what? If she would have let him go, the daughter would have still been alive and everything would have been great, but it wasn't in destiny's hand. You know, it was just one of those random things that happen, you know, and when it's your time to come, I mean, to go, you're going to go regardless if it's somebody in your family killing you or where it's a car wreck or whatever. It was just your time. And, you know, we all replay these things in our minds, especially we have people that's close to us and loved ones that have lost their lives or have just simply died. You know, we always think that it's something that we could have done. And it's really, you know, out of our hands, you know, because who could say you could have done something or if you couldn't, but it's natural to feel that way, though. So don't feel bad for feeling that way. Now, Susan found a box at a yard sale. She filled it with mementos that reminded her of Ariana. It contains, among other things, her daughter's Sharpie from her Starbucks job, her honors tassel, and a key ring to the car she got shortly before she died. So this girl was doing good. This young lady was doing very good, had a very bright future ahead of her, and let some thug guy, some guy off the street who's no good, you know, hopping from what they used to call hoe hopping from house to house, bed to bed, and come in this woman's house and mess over her and then mess over the daughter ultimately also. And this is what you have to be aware of, because guess who's still alive and who's not really hurt? His ass. Guess who's dead? The daughter. Guess who's still hurt and living with these scars and these memories? The mom. See? Now, as she digs through the box, she can't feel anything in her left hand. She has nerve damage from the stab wounds. She has no feeling in her hand because this guy done sliced her up so many times. And Susan tries to keep a smile on her face. It helps with the anger. I'm happy to be talking about her, she said. I'm happy to know she's in a better place. I'm happy, but I'm not happy she's not here. And it says a few more other things, and I will leave a link in the description box below so you all can go check out the page and everything. But this is a sad situation where you have a woman who pretty much has every signs, every red flag in the world going off. It's just like the NFL player throwing white flags on the field. She has all these flags being thrown to show her it's something foul going on and that this guy is no good for her, but yet and still she still decides to let this man move in. And this is what you need to do. When people show you who they are, you have to believe them. You know, you cannot stress this enough. You cannot say it enough, because when people show you who they are really showing you their true self. But we think that it's just a passing moment or some kind of fleeing gap in time, if you will, that they just, you know, just lose it for a second, or they not really thinking clearly, but they doing it for a reason. But if somebody keeps showing you the same thing day in and day out, that's who they are. So believe them when they show you who they are. And I'm sad that this young lady, Ariana, had lost her life. Like I said, she had a promising future ahead of her, headed to college, you know, had a car, had a job, and just trying to basically live, you know, and hopefully, you know, from the sounds of the story, make her mom proud. And it's sad that the mom lost her daughter over an ignorant man, and also over her with these ignorant decisions. Not calling her ignorant, but the decisions that she made that ultimately led up to her daughter's life was very ignorant, when you had every reason to let him go. And it's too late to cry about it when your child is gone, because you don't had every warning in the world to leave this guy alone. But let me know what you all think about this story right here. And also, if you want to share some of your stories about what you went through with these no good guys, and also guys, if you want to share some story about what you went through with these no good women, because it's not a biased thing where we against men, can't be against men because I'm a man, but you know, just to have a balanced dialogue, if you will, where we can have both sides giving their story. That's why I asked both parties to tell their experiences and what they went through. And far as you can see on the comment section, it's really working, because you have people all over the world, all over the country, anywhere that you know watching the show at, talking back and forth with each other, because it may be something that we can help each other go through. That's the purpose of that dialogue right there. And that's the reason why I ask people to come in the comment section, because you never know who need to hear a certain word that maybe you say. Because, you know, I skip over so many things because I'm trying to get to the point. I have so many other things to do, so I can't go over everything verbatim. But it's other people out there that can help back me up and, you know, pretty much shed the light. Anyway, if you like the video, push that like button. If you like, subscribe. Till next time, stay blessed. You know, watch out for the signs, because there are always signs, and where there's smoke, there are always fire. I'm out.